March outfit on for the writing challenge today. For the next 2 days, I'm going to be doing Deborah Levy's writing routine. If you've seen my past videos, you know that I talk a lot about Deborah Levy. I have also been talking a lot about this book specifically, August Blue. I just finished it last week, and I just love the memory style structure that Levy employs when she's writing. And I'm writing a novel right now where I'm trying out this memory style structure. So in order to write a novel in this style, I thought I would try Levy's routine as well. I have some notes here. So Deborah Levy's writing routine consists of having a writing shed in her friend's yard. She says, "Most days I cycle to the shed at 8 a.m. To avoid starting work, I sometimes stop for a coffee at a nearby cafe." She states that talking to the waiter sets her up for a day of writing. Then, she continues to cycle to her friend's yard, to her writing shed, and begin her day of work. So, I'm only trying this for 2 days because getting a coffee every morning will become quite expensive. In order to edit this routine to fit my current lifestyle, I'm going to walk instead of cycle because I don't have a bike. Then I'm going to stop by a cafe in town and then arrive at this desk space, which I will be using as my writing shed. What else I love about Levy's writing process is that she states, "When I begin writing a novel, I usually know where I want to get to. I just don't know how to get there. Eventually, I surrender to the unknown route, write for a few hours, and take a look at the new view." In order to fully engage with Levy's writing routine, I am going to attempt to let the characters carry me there. I'm going to write as if I'm just fully in the moment, write as if I'm reading a book, and enter that flow state of just letting the characters and the narrative arc kind of unfold for me as I write. Then finally, Levy states that after I've locked up the shed, I cycle home to tell my children all about the way Celia's cat grooms her paws. Celia is her friend who has the writing shed. The 4th item I've added to my list is cats, so please enjoy this montage of random cats that I have seen during my journey of the 2-day Deborah Levy writing routine. Both days complete, I found that really satisfying and really enjoyable. What I noticed about this routine is, especially for me, it was really difficult to actually get outside the house and like want to go into public. But once I got there, I realized that I really enjoyed it, and I actually factored in my own little inspired by Deborah Levy idea of people watching while I'm in the cafe. So Deborah Levy speaks to the waiter, I spoke to the person that was serving me coffee, and then I also picked a spot by the window where I could see over one of the main streets of my town and took notes on kind of what people were wearing, what they were doing, kind of started to like create characters from them in my head, and I actually got characters from people watching. I took some people watching notes in my journal, and there was this one guy that was dressed very much like a rock star, and I took some notes on the outfit he was wearing, kind of described it back to myself in my journal, and then I found myself writing him into my book later as a side character, which is really cool. Day 2, also a bit difficult to get to the cafe, but again, enjoyed the people watching. It creates a really good writing practice of how to create characters when you don't know anything about the people, since when you start writing a character, you're not gonna know that character as soon as you start writing them, especially if you're taking the approach like I am, where I'm writing characters into the world rather than pre-planning the characters. This exercise of people watching writing also helped me analyze people's like micro face expressions and how they speak to other people, how they communicate, and what that might say about what they're thinking or who they are as a person. And that's really helpful, especially as someone writing my novel in the first person, to figure out how the narrator is going to assume things about people on the outside based on their body language. So it was really fun, really enjoyable. I got a lot out of this. I think the walking part also helps. There's another writing routine I want to try in which this writer goes on like an actual exercise-based walk in the morning. I just was walking like to the cafe, like how Deborah cycles to the cafe, although I would argue Deborah Levy's cycling is probably a bit more athletic than my walking to the cafe. But nevertheless, I did enjoy the walk to the cafe both times, and kind of how looking at my surroundings and nature helped me think and get into kind of a clear headspace and an informed and engaged headspace to write. Arriving at my desk to write felt very productive. I didn't really have as much writer's block as I thought I was going to. For the last couple days I've been using this routine to write. It's just flowed naturally, and I just am, you know, committing to just writing out the full first draft, letting the characters take me where they want to, like Deborah Levy does, and I really, really love this. I love the idea of the story unfolding for itself, because like I said earlier in this video, it feels like you're reading as you're writing, and not only that, but like you are creating the world, but you're also speaking to the characters, and the characters are speaking back to you, and you feel like you're almost inhabiting the characters as well in a really engaging way. So I really loved this. I think I got a lot out of it. I definitely think in my own writing routine, I will probably be including a people watching cafe trip, maybe like once a week or once every other week, or incorporate it somehow. I don't think I'm going to go to the cafe as a routine, as in like going to the cafe and then straight after writing in my future, but I think I just want to incorporate it as part of my lifestyle, so then when I do sit down to write, it organically can inspire my writing. Very enjoyable. Can't wait to try another writer's writing routine. That was the Deborah Levy writing routine. Thank you so much for watching.